Now determine f where fx is equal to x square sine of 1 by x if x is not equal to 0 and 0 if x equals to 0. So is this a continuous function they are asking? Okay. So okay. Function fx is defined for all real numbers. Okay. Let C be a point on real line. Okay. So first case, if C is not equal to 0. Okay. Actually, when x is not equal to 0, we'll take C not equal to 0 one case. The other case will be C equals to 0. This only two cases we'll take. So when C is not equal to 0, f of C will be equal to C square sine of 1 by x and limit x tends to C fc. This will be equal to limit x tends to C x square sine of 1 by x. This will be equal to C square sine 1 by x 1 by C. So limit x tends to C fx equals to fc. So hence function fx is continuous if C is not equal to 0. Then case second, if C is equal to 0. If C is equal to 0, f of C will be equal to 0 only, and then we'll find here f of C equals to 0 and limit x tends to 0 plus fx and limit x tends to will be equal to 0 minus fx, because for other than 0 the value of x is this only. So when we'll approach x from either of the side, value of function will be same only. So here write in this way, limit x tends to 0 x square sine of 1 by x. Okay. When we have this type of limit, here actually if we put this value sine of 1 by x, this will always be a finite number lying between -1 and +1. Sine x, value of sine x always lies between -1 and +1. So sine 1 by x will be a finite number. Okay. And this will be 0. So 0 into any finite number will be 0 only. So this will be equal to 0. Okay. So hence function is continuous at C equals to 0 also. So hence fx is continuous for all values of C. Question 25. Examine the continuity of f where f is defined by, so function fx is given by sin x minus cos x if x is not equal to 0 and -1 if x is equal to 0. So okay, here fx is defined for all values on real line. Let C be any real number. Okay. If C is not equal to 0, first case. Okay. If c is not equal to 0, f of c will be equal to sin c minus cos c, and limit x tends to c, fc will be equal to limit x tends to c. Fc means sin x minus cos x, that will be equal to sin c minus cos c. So fx is continuous at for all c not equal to 0. Values of c not equal to 0, because f of c and this both are coming equal, 1 and 2. Okay. Then second case, if c is equal to 0. If c is equal to 0, here when c is equal to 0, fc will be equal to minus 1. So this is equal to fc will be equal to minus 1, and limit x tends to 0 minus fx will be equal to limit x tends to 0 plus fx, because value for both the sides, on both the sides of x equals to 0, it's same only. So limit x tends to 0, fx is sin x minus cos x. When we substitute this limit, sin 0 is 0 and cos 0 is 1, so it is minus 1. So limit x tends to 0, fx equals to f of 0. So hence function is continuous for all values of x. Is it clear? Question number 26. Find the values of a so that function is continuous at indicated point in exercise 26 to 29. So here it is given that the function is continuous. It is already given, and we have to find the value of k. Okay. So function fx equals to k cos x upon pi minus 2x if x is not equal to pi by 2, and it is equal to 3 if x is equal to pi by 2. Okay. So we have to find the value of k. So fx is defined for all values of all values on real line. Okay. Now if x is equal to pi by 2, so the value of function is 3, so f of pi by 2 is 3. Okay. Now limit when x tends to pi by 2. So here actually other than pi by 2, its value is same only. So on both the sides it will be same only. So this we are writing it k cos x by, okay, first fx I'll write, limit x tends to pi by 2 fx equals to limit x tends to pi by 2 k cos x upon pi minus 2x. Okay. Now here if we substitute pi by 2, so if I substitute pi by 2 here, 2 and 2 will cancel, pi minus pi it will be 0, and cos pi by 2 is also 0. So basically we are getting 0 by 0 form. So in this case we do not find the limit directly, but we make substitution. So let x equals to pi by 2 plus h. Let x equals to pi by 2 plus h. So if x tends to pi by 2, h tends to 0. Are you getting what I am doing?
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, if you will substitute this pi by 2 here and here, you will get 0 upon 0 form. So in this case, we have to make some substitution and solve. So what we are doing is let x equals to pi by 2 plus h. If x tends to pi by 2, then h will tend to 0. So now limit h tends to 0, k cos of pi by 2 plus h upon pi minus 2 into pi by 2 plus h. Okay. Now cos 90 plus theta is minus sin theta. So it will be minus sin h. This, when in denominator, when we'll open the bracket, this 2 and 2 will cancel, pi and pi will cancel, it is minus 2h. Okay. So this is equal to minus 2h. Minus and minus cancel. Limit h tends to 0, sin h upon h, k is a constant. Okay, k upon 2, this is a constant, so I am writing it outside. Okay, now we have seen yesterday that some formulas of 11th class, limit x tends to 0, sin x upon x equals to 1. So this thing will be equal to 1. So this will be equal to k by 2 only. Now it is said that it is continuous at pi by 2, means limit x tends to pi by 2 fx equals to f of pi by 2, and this thing we have just now found, that is equal to k by 2, and f of pi by 2 is 3. So this way we'll get the value of k, that is equal to 6. This is the answer. Fx equals to kx plus 1 if x is less than pi, less than equal to pi, cos x if x is greater than pi at x equals to pi. Okay, so solution here also you can write as the function is defined at all values of real line. Okay, we'll write, okay, here fx is defined for all values on real line. Okay, now f of pi is equal to k pi plus 1, limit x tends to pi minus fx, as why actually in previous two questions where it is given that if it is not equal to pi by 2, like on the both sides of pi by 2, if value is same, then we don't have to find for left hand limit and right hand limit, we can directly find x tends to pi only. But here as the value is different, so we'll be again finding both the values. X tends to pi by pi minus fx, so when it is less than pi, its value is limit x tends to pi minus kx plus 1, that is equal to pi k plus 1, limit x tends to pi plus fx, that is equal to limit x tends to pi plus cos x. Cos 180 degree is minus 1, so this is equal to this. Okay, now we'll equate this because the function is continuous, so we'll write as function is continuous at x equals to pi, so limit x tends to pi minus fx equals to limit x tends to pi plus fx equals to f of pi, that is equal to pi k plus 1 equals to minus 1 equals to pi k plus 1. So we can just equate this to find the value of k. So pi k equals to minus 2 or k equals to minus 2 by pi. This is the answer. Actually, before doing now 31, 32, 33 and 34 question, we should be familiar with a small topic, composition of function. Okay. composition of function. Okay, so basically suppose 1 minute. Suppose basically composition of function is that suppose there is a function f and there is a function g. Okay, input of this function, basically f is function of x, so that means x can take various values. Okay, then output of this function is y, that is equal to fx. Now this will act as an input to function g. Okay, and this is actually g of fx. Okay, so basically what we say, this function, this is actually g of f, that is g of fx. Okay, so suppose we have fx equals to let me give you a simple example. Or let us start the question now. Actually what happens if there is a composition of function, if there is a g of f or f of g function, then if fx is continuous, gx is continuous, then their composition of function will also be continuous.
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes.
can you repeat?
If this fx is continuous, gx is continuous, then their composition will also be continuous.
Gx is the composition of fx, no?
नहीं g of fx है composition of function, तो इसको g of fx बोलते हैं. This is composition of fx and gx. इसको basically लिखते हैं g of fx. Okay, that means g of fx का मतलब है g of sin x. तो g of x is
g of fx will be sin x the whole square, right?
Sin square x. Yes. Okay, so what we are saying, if this function is continuous, this function is continuous, then their composition will also be continuous.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, but okay, so this will come in detail actually कि g of f कब exist करता है कब नहीं. So there is a like a small condition, but here even you don't have to think in details, but we can just think that if sin x is continuous, x square is continuous, then the composition will also be continuous. Okay.
Okay.
So now coming to example 19, they are saying that if fx is sine of x square, okay, so we have to show that this is a continuous function. Okay, so if I say that let gx equals to sin x, hx equals to x square, then g of hx will be equal to g of h of x, that is equal to g of x square. Okay, so अब g of x है sin x, तो g of x square क्या हो जाएगा, sin of x square. Okay, so basically g of hx is the composition of function of sin x and x square. So if sin x is continuous, x square is continuous, then g of hx will also be continuous.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now question number 31, fx equals to cos
So
of
we don't have to prove them continuous.
what you have to prove, sin x and x square.
Yes, ma'am.
Like,
okay, ma'am. Like first we prove the both functions continuous, then like the composition will
yes,
be continuous.
yes, then you can write that this will also be continuous. Okay, as this is continuous function. Okay. So then question number 31, fx equals to cos of x square. Okay, so the function is defined for every real number. Okay, the function fx is defined for every real number. Okay, then f can be written as the composition of two functions. Okay, so let gx equals to cos x and hx equals to x square. G of hx will be equal to g of hx, and g of hx is g of x square. Now gx is cos x, so g of x square will be cos of x square. Okay, so since gx equals to cos x and hx equals to x square are continuous functions, so g of hx will also be continuous function. Show that function fx equals to mod of cos x is a continuous function. So the same way you can write all the things that function is defined for every point on real number, and fx can be written as composition of two functions. Now functions can be written as let gx equals to mod of x and hx equals to cos x. So g of hx will be equal to g of h of x. So it will be g of cos x, that is equal to mod of cos x. Okay, so then you can write, it can be proved that gx and hx are continuous function, therefore mod of cos x, which is composition of these two functions, will also be a continuous function. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sahil? Sahil?
Yes, ma'am.
Examine sine of mod x is a continuous function. So sine of mod x, let fx equals to sine of mod x. Okay, so first of all you can write function is defined for every real numbers, and fx can be written as composition of two functions. So let gx equals to sine x and hx equals to mod x. So g of hx will be equal to g of h of x, that is equal to g of mod of x. So that is equal to sine of mod x. Okay, so as sine x is continuous function, hx is continuous function, their composition will also be a continuous function. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then question number 33.
33 we just did.
So 33 we have done. 34. So find the point of discontinuity of the function fx defined by fx equals to mod of x minus of mod of x plus 1. So here also you can do this way, like yesterday we have seen, if there are two functions, then there's some, if there are two continuous functions, there's some difference, and product and division will be continuous. So as mod x is continuous function, mod of x plus 1 is also a continuous function, so their difference will also be a continuous function. And you can prove mod x continuous, mod of x plus 1 continuous. We have already done this mod x continuous in one
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
example. Okay, and mod of x plus 1 also you can do, and then therefore it will be a continuous function. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. It is given that fx equals to mod of 1 minus x plus mod x whole mod. Okay. So uh, so we have to prove that this is a continuous function. Okay. So let g equals to 1 minus x plus x. Okay. And h x equals to mod of x. So if we find h of g x, that is equal to h of g of x, that is equal to h of 1 minus x plus mod x, that is equal to mod of this thing. Okay. So g, it is h of g of x is this function. It is basically composition of two functions. One is this and other one is this. This one is continuous function, modulus function is continuous function. Gx is sum of a polynomial function and a modulus function, which are themselves continuous. This function is continuous, this is continuous, their sum is continuous, therefore gx is continuous, hx is continuous, and therefore their composition is also continuous. Is it clear?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I think everything is finished in this exercise. Okay. Even this last question we can do by other method also. This 34th question, you can define fx for x less than minus 1, x between minus 1 and 0, and x greater than 0. By this method also you can do. Because this modulus function, this will be, when x is less than 0, this will be negative, and for x greater than 0 it will be positive. And here for x less than minus 1 this will be negative, and x greater than 1 this will be positive. So you can define the function at 3 points, and then also we can do this question.
Okay.